Alright everyone, it's time for the finale of the Enterprise C. Let's go through things I liked and things I didn't like.
Fuck the shit! Fuck the fucking shit! Fuck shit! The fuck!
Let's start off with the bad. What I didn't like about this kit, well, I guess with most Star Trek kits, would be the inaccuracy. Like the saucer rim. Those grid lines on the edge, they're not there on the model. I guess they put them there to imitate the sensor bands, but it's not like that on the studio model at all. I had to sand them all off and scribe panel lines that continue along perpendicular to the lines that were there before, and that was a really tedious process. Another thing I didn't like was another inaccuracy was on the front of the neck. It's not supposed to be bumpy like that. Not even on the Yamaguchi or the other Ambassador class variants. It's flat, right? For the Enterprise C, it's supposed to be flat, and the variants have like a little bumpy section in the front of it. That's it. It's not supposed to be all bumpy. It's not supposed to be indented. It's supposed to be, well, like how I did it, I hope. The last thing I didn't like was, well, the instructions. The instructions were very clear, very well made. However, the painting scheme they suggested is not entirely true. I mean, if you look at the bottom saucer, they have that white rim there on the like an additional white ring, not a rim. I'm sorry, a white ring, and it's supposed to be the light blue color, like it is on the studio model, on both the Yamaguchi and the Enterprise C. Also, the nacelles, they had those pinstripes of the light blue color on there. Yes, they're supposed to be there. It has them on the instructions, however, they're not exactly where they should be, or the size, or the amount. The studio model had a different pattern on there, which I copied as best I could, but the instructions, well, at least they had them there, right? One last thing I didn't like were the pylons. At least in my kit. I don't know how everyone else's kit will do, but on mine, they were molded a little crooked, probably due to heat, right, when they inject the plastic. Pylon, the way they're designed, are good. I like the split idea. I like how they come in two halves. The thing I didn't like was that mine were a little crooked. Like when I placed my nacelles and lined everything up, and everything was painted too, I noticed my nacelles were a little off from each other. They weren't completely parallel to each other, and they weren't completely perpendicular to the rest of the ship. So, yeah, that's a no-no for me, because I couldn't fix it, right? I couldn't blast my heat gun at the corner of the pylon to help reshape the nacelle, because it would just melt all my plastic and decals and all that at that point. So I was a little frustrated with that. It's not very visible. You can sometimes see it in some of the picture shots I give, but yeah. So that's a tick on the things I didn't like on this one. But now it's time for things I actually did like. First things first, the pylons. Pylons, you say? Yes, pylons. I know I just went on a little bit of a rant on how much I hated mine, but these ones were good. Like, the way they designed them are good. They split in half, which means you don't have to dig the pylons to put wires to go to the nacelles, unlike, let's say, the Enterprise D, as we all know. Yeah, so that was a good thing in this kit. I kind of wish all the kits had that. I mean, yeah, the Enterprise D's pylons are a little thinner than these ones, but it could have been done. It could have been done. Next thing, the size of this kit. I actually did like the size of this kit. It's about the size of my Reliant, which, well, the Reliant was pretty large, and this is pretty large too. So the windows are not too tiny, unlike the little Enterprise D I made. So I didn't actually break any drill bits on this kit, so that's pretty good. And yeah, so the size, awesome, good job. Another thing I liked was the paint scheme. Now, don't confuse that with the instructions paint scheme. I like the paint scheme of this ship. It's pretty unique, and I like the pattern. It makes sense. It's really good to me. So, yeah, so there were 3 things I didn't like, 3 things I did like, and so that brings me to the conclusion of this video. Here are a few shots of the completed model in different angles I took, and basically my verdict on this model is I liked it. I really liked it. Would I do it again? Yes. I actually would do this one again, unlike the Reliant. This one I would do again, and yeah, it was really fun. Would I recommend this kit? Well, if you're planning to light a model, and this would be your first time lighting a model, I would say yes. do it. The Enterprise C is a good one. It's not quite as difficult as the Enterprise D would be, and you don't have the funky clear plastic to work with if you have those newer kits. The windows are not too small, so your drill bit won't break very easily, and yeah, there's a lot of them. That's the only thing. It's time consuming, right? If you're willing to put in the time, you'll make this a beautiful kit. It took me approximately 12 hours to drill out all these windows. Yes, 12 hours. I did these by hand, no handy drill, all by hand. So yeah, it took a bit of time. So yeah, I would recommend this kit. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, you'd be able to do a good job on this kit. Yeah, so I'll leave you with the rest of the pictures I took and a little bit of a flyby video I took of this with some music. Alright, and I'll be back with you after that.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Am I just up? I went to a shrink to analyze my dreams. She says it's like a sex that's bringing me down. I went to a whore. He said my life's a bore. So quit my wife because it's bringing her down. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just paranoid? Yeah. Grasping to control, so I better hold on. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up. Am I just
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this build as much as I enjoyed building this, but it's time to announce what my next build will be, and I still have that Kronos one I want to make, but I don't feel that I'm ready, and the model I think will get me ready for it would be the Defiant. Yes, the USS Defiant. Yeah, I should have fun building that. I'm going to do a lot of scratch building on it and fixing a lot of the inaccuracies I found on that. So, anyway, thank you for watching me turn this AMT pile of crap into the lovely Enterprise C. I'll see you next time.